All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds. In the name of Yahweh Bashem Al Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. All right. And what I want to get into today is dealing with getting better every day. Getting better every day. And we came into the truth, as very unpolished, unlearned, unskilled in the ways of righteousness, even in the way of righteous thinking. Okay. And we've come into this truth to be refined, to become polished in righteousness, man. And it's a constant daily development and growth that we're constantly going through until we become the finished product, okay, at the return of Yahweh Shai. And we always have to have the mindset to look inwardly. Okay, one of the biggest things that can stunt our growth in this faith is to have the mindset or the mentality of a victim, to play the victim card. All right, because we have to understand that we're in the position that we in based on us going off. Okay, we're in the wrong from the jump. You see, and we have to understand that we're been in these situations as a punishment. Even if we come into the truth, there's still, a chastening, okay, that's happening. And now we're not being punished, but now we're being developed. That's the difference when we come into the truth. It goes from us being punished to us being chastened for our betterment. Okay, and we can never have a mindset like we've arrived. Because as men, okay, we're going through what we're going through, so we can be worthy, okay, to be a joint heir with Yahweh Shai. Okay, as we wait on Yahweh Shai to come back, well, guess what? Every day that he's not back, that means that we're not ready, all right, to even be around Yahweh Shai. As Israelite men, there's certain things that have to be purged out of us that's getting us to the point to where we can even be around Yahweh Shai, okay, and not be offensive. You see? Same thing dealing with women, okay? You don't have a husband, it's a process, until you sisters that's sincere, that's truly, serious about, becoming, compatible, okay, for Israelite men of the Lord, okay, then it's a process, and if you're doing what you're supposed to do, the Lord is gonna make that link, all right, in due season. Just like in due season, we're going to be joined to Yahweh Shai, those joint heirs as Israelite men. Matter of fact, let's just start there, okay? And then we'll go into that. So doing, and that's the thing, and it keeps us occupied, you know. We should spend our time, all right, working on the inward man as we wait on the salvation, getting better every day, G.B.E, you know. So you go from there. Let's get this. Mhm. Yeah. This is on Sirach 39 and 16. It said, all the works of the Lord are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commanded shall be accomplished in due season. Okay? And you go back into it. So we have to understand that there's a season, you know, for us to sow, and there's a season for us to reap. And that's the constant pattern. When you go into agriculture, there's a season of sowing. Then there's a season to harvest. There's a season of sowing, and there's a season to harvest. So as we are in the season of sowing, okay, we want to sow what? Good seed. So we can reap good seed. Okay, so when we sow into ourselves in righteousness, when we detach from this world more and more, okay, when we become more occupied in the ministry, when we become, more occupied in discipline, even pouring into our health and everything that we can do, all right, to enhance, become the best version of ourselves in this truth, that's sowing good seed, you know, and in due season, we're going to reap plentiful, man. That's why the daily thing is always sowing into ourselves and sowing into other people as well, man. Because as we sow into the body, okay, that's also planting seed for a good harvest, man. Okay, so we should be focused on, you know, getting better, every day, doing something better than we did yesterday, man. Because there's always room to grow. Because we're not a finished product, so we want to be constantly in the spirit of sowing, and then when the Lord sees fit, we start to reap certain harvests, man. But the ultimate harvest is going to be the kingdom, immortality, the new bodies, okay, being joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, there's authority, okay. That's the ultimate, harvest, okay. And adding to that, before then, the Lord allows us to have certain harvests now. But it begins with us sowing and getting better every day, man. Just a little bit better every day. Because it's not about the intensity, it's about the consistency, man. Okay? So let's go from there. This is another one. This Sirach 39 and 33. Come on now, phone. It's Sirach 39 and 33. It said, all the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season. The Lord will give every needful thing in due season. And we have to believe that, you know. Like as men, we get the patience that we need. You see, we get the faith that we need. We're gonna, have the power, in due season. But we're sowing into those things. Okay. You women, you're gonna get what you need in due season, but in the meanwhile, you gotta keep getting better. We gotta keep getting better. You know, as a men, we should be focused on how we rule ourselves, preparing ourselves to rule, with Yahweh Shai. Okay, as we wait and we can't, cause we can't, we're so anxious, to rule with Yahweh Shai, but we can't disregard the opportunity to get better at ruling over ourselves every day and ruling over, our houses, man, according to, each brother according to their situation and circumstances. But we have to focus on the things, all right in front of us, man. As we have a hope and our desire and our expectation on what's to come, okay? We can't neglect, all right, that day-to-day development in the spirit that we need to stand in these times. Okay, because we gotta have a mind frame that's um built, okay, to withstand the judgment we finna see. Okay, our mind has to be prepped just to see the judgment that the Lord is finna execute in the day, man. Okay, for the Lord to put the extraordinary spirit on us to deal with the things that we're gonna see, and that's why we tap in now. There's certain things that we should be growing numb to now. Okay, these little earthly relationships that we thought was everything, and these little earthly ventures that we thought was everything at one time. There's a lot of things that we should be growing numb to, and there's a lot of things that we should be growing more and more of a hatred for, man. Okay, and this thing comes with daily examination. All right, let's get that. But everything is going to be given to us in due season. Okay, but until that time of harvest, we should be focused on sowing. You see, going to let's get that in 2 Corinthians 13:5. It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove not your own selves. Know ye not your own selves. So a lot of this a lot of the a lot of this grace period, as we teach and we learn and we, you know, get engulfed in our office, okay, there's also what? A self development. That's why I say what? Know yourself. That's why we have to always look inwardly. In every situation, we have to look inwardly, man. Okay? When we're going through suffering, when we're in a situation that's not pleasing, we gotta say, okay, what are you trying to show me? Okay? Because the Lord puts us in situations to change our character, to change our behavior. Even if we in the right, we still have to say, what could I do better? Okay, because even you go to sports, there's certain boxers they might win the match, but they could have performed a lot better. Certain football teams, yeah, they won the game, but they could have performed a lot better, and that's how we have to look at it. Okay, we got to gauge ourselves based on the standard of the scriptures, man. Okay, we can't gauge ourselves because the world getting worse. So if we compare ourselves to the world, we're gonna look excellent because they're getting worse. Okay, but as we compare ourselves to this standard of the scriptures, there's always work to do. There's always things to sharpen up on and get better in, man. Okay, because we shouldn't want to just barely win and barely get by. We should want to dominate. You know, when I used to coach Little League, I didn't coach to win. I coached to dominate. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make the refs call the game off. That's how we come. You see? So as we're rehearsing the righteous acts, which is like a daily practice, okay, we gotta constantly examine, okay, study film in our mind. You know, certain things, hey, we gotta play things back and like, then I could have, like it shouldn't even got to that point. Like nah, that's a Western way of thinking. A lot of times we be, as men, okay, we be kind of timid, like because they're Western, Western culture pretty much shames men, for being men. You know, it makes you feel as if you're, this villain just for being a man, for having a standard, okay, for ruling your household, okay, with firmness. It make you seem like you're a villain. Because as a man, you got to do things that's not gonna be popular, man. Okay, you sometimes making the right decision cause you to be, disliked by the people that you're making the right decision for. As a man, you got to embrace, you know, um, being looked at as a villain, but you're doing the right thing. You see? And sometimes, we'll try to shy away from things. We'll try to shy away from certain responsibility, certain things that need to be said, that need to be done. We're like, nah, we got to step into it. We can't shy away from the responsibilities that the Lord has put upon us, man. We got to step into these things, man. There's a discipline of knowing when to say something, all right, and knowing when to fall back, okay, and that's that balance that we're constantly, you know, juggling with, is becoming, righteous judges, man. Okay, knowing when things are above, our pay grade, and knowing when things are, you know, within our jurisdiction to make, certain calls, man. Okay, and it's all about us being developed. I mean, it's a constant examination because when you go to the word examine, okay, what does it go into? All right, the word examine, when you go into the Greek, parazo. All right, and it says to try, to make trial of test for the purpose of ascertain his quality or what he thinks or how he will behave himself. So the Lord puts us in situations to see how we're going to behave, and we gauge our growth off of that. You know, that's how we, gauge our growth in the truth. on how we behave when we're put in certain situations. That's why the Lord will have us going through a pattern of similar situations to see how we react, to see if there any growth, okay, on how we behave. You see? But that's how we gauge ourselves. That's what we examine. We examine how we reacted in the same situation 3 months ago, okay, 2 months ago, 2 days ago, okay, how did I react? Am I getting better? Am I the same? Am I going backwards? Okay, according to the scriptures, was I off? Was I, so the Lord calls us to be put in certain situations to see if we're increasing in growth. And that's us increasing in our quality, man. Okay? Because we know like certain things that happen, like, yeah, a year ago, I would have been on some, you know, 6 months ago, I would have did this. Okay? And that's how you gauge growth through the trials, man. You see? How we react to rebuke. Okay, how we react to correction. How we react to, setbacks and you see? How do we react to these things? Okay? And it says to try or test one's faith, virtue, character by enticement to sin. Yeah. See where we at as resistance, man. Satan to send things our way. How strong are we to where we can resist particular things? Because Satan will dress it up like it's from the Most High. You know, because it'd be convenient to fall in your lap, but then you be like, wait, this is of Satan. That's also going to us becoming king. You know, becoming skillful with our discernment, whether it's from the Most High or whether it's of Satan. Okay, because the thing that Satan, you know, um, a tactic of Satan is to mimic as if it's a blessing from the Most High. That's what Esau Edom does. He comes to you with, a gimmick, okay, and something that's destructive, but he presents it as if it's a blessing. He presented feminism as if it was a blessing. You know, we thought getting a record deal and going platinum and you see being this rap star, we thought that was a blessing. We looked at that as a blessing. Okay, being that nigga, we thought all these things that were self-destructive to us, Esau presented as a blessing. We like them boys blessed, man. You look at the videos, it's like them niggas is blessed. Okay? But nah, man, it was self-poison, it was self-destruction. Okay? And as we matured in the faith, we can discern these things now. But now it's just more and more tedious level. Okay? Because we understand, this whole system. Okay, but now it's things within this system that Satan try to present as if it's a blessing, but it really, be a tactic, okay, a spiritual attack on the left hand side. Certain things that happen and the way we react, we have to examine. Like, damn, do I believe? Damn, my faith ain't what I thought it was. Or those certain things that happen, my trust ain't where it thought it was. You see, and you gotta go back to the drawing board, man. You see. So self-examination is a daily thing and the tool needed for us to get better every day. We gotta, constantly look inwardly. Okay? I'm gonna get that word inwardly. I wanna get that too. In 2 Corinthians 4. Okay. In 16 it says, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. The inward man is renewed day by day. The outward man perish, but the inward man is renewed day by day. Okay? And this is what's being worked on in this grace period is the inward man. Because this flesh is gonna, all right, it's gonna perish, man. Okay, it's only the inward man that's gonna be transitioned to their new body and go into those chariots, man. Okay, and you go into this word inward. Okay. Just a Google, quick Google. I'm gonna look it up on there too. All right, you look up that word inwardly. So you go into the inwardly. The Google word is your inwardly, and you go into the definition. It says of a particular thought, feeling, or action, registered or existing in the mind, but not expressed to other. It says eternally within, deep within, in one's mind. Okay, um, at heart, in one's heart. All right, a heart. Okay, so when you go into inwardly, it's going into um our inward belief system. Okay, it's going into how things are things trigger us inwardly because we can see things outwardly, and it can trigger someone else inwardly. Man, there's certain things that people do that used to trigger us. It shouldn't trigger us anymore. Okay, there's certain things that people say that used to trigger us a certain way. It shouldn't trigger us that anymore because we're growing beyond it. You know, because the external reaction is caused from an inward triggering. Okay, as you women, as you believe, you're growing in this thing. There's certain things that said that shouldn't trigger you like they used to. Okay, because when you're triggered, then what happens is there's an eternal reaction. Even if you try to suppress it, if you trigger inwardly, your body language, and if we're triggered inwardly, our body language and our facial expression gonna tell it all. Even if we suppress, verbalizing what we're triggered on, the body language and facial expression gonna tell it all, man. Okay, and there's certain things that used to trigger us. It shouldn't have that effect anymore, and it's a constant growth. There's certain things that don't trigger as much. Some things we become completely dead to, man. But it's a that's why it's a rehearsal, because we have to rehearse these things every day. Okay, we have to rehearse, not reacting to particular things. We have to rehearse, reframing, all right, refraining ourselves from particular things. That's a daily rehearsal, man. Every day that you're not doing something is growth in the area. Okay, every day that you say no to something that's a hindrance, there's growth, and every day that that we engage into something, all right, that benefits us, that's growth. Okay, but it all starts inwardly, man. You see, so um, going here, because even with, as we say, as we went into this morning, but just touch on the Second Peter 3 and First Peter 3. Okay, and this is dealing with men, and women. All right, because we all got our different battles, because Babylon affected us different as men and women. Okay, as Israelite men and women, Babylon had a different effect on us, man. Okay, and you have to understand that the woman is built to receive, instructing. She's more of a receptor. Okay, men are more, okay, of a pioneer. You know, men are more, um they establish systems. Okay, they don't, men don't fall into systems as easy as women do. Because women are meant to fall into a system and maintain that system. That's why a woman is meant to fall into the system that her man already has and help maintain whatever purpose or system he got going. Okay, so the effects on the man and the women of this society, it's two different effects. Okay, and the woman has a lot of inward growth. Women, hey, you have a lot of inward growth, man. You sisters that say you believe, there's a lot of inward growth, man. And as men, the main thing we had to learn, was restraint, you know, and also self worth. You see, because this society, the way that it pretty much does the Israelite man, you know, as if they're the least valuable thing, okay, in the earth, okay. And on the flip side, the woman, was put on the pedestal as if she was the hero, okay, and the man was the villain, which that's that whole feminist narrative is that the woman, okay, is the divine hero of the so-called black community, and the men are the villains, okay. So you have a lot of men, with the low self-esteem. They spend their life trying to get the validation from women and all these different things. So there's two things that we have to heal from. You see, and as men, we have to learn true purpose, man, because the purpose that was given to most of us men came from a goddamn music video, man. Okay, or some type of sport, not knowing that we the sons of God. Okay, we we serve Yahweh Bashim Shah, man. We got a purpose that's above every purpose, man. So as men, as we tap back into that purpose, that's part of that healing process as well. And every day, we heal a little more. You see, because you go into let's get this real quick. This is what's that? Is it Hosea or Micah? Right. Hosea 6. All right, Hosea 6:2. It says, yeah, 6:1. It says, "Come and let us return unto the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al Shah," and that's repentance. Because as we repented, as men and women, we repented. That begins the process of us healing. Okay, and like I say, what can block that process of healing is if we fall into being the victim. Because when you the victim, because when we play the victim, what that does is say, well, look, I don't need to change, but everything around me need to change, or everyone around me need to change. I don't need to change. I'm the victim, you know, and I'm entitled to things changing around me. Nah, when we understand that, you know, the, all the problem starts within us. Once we start thinking inwardly, then we can grow. So when we repent, we gotta drop that victim mentality, man. Okay, once we repent in Yahweh by Shema Shai, we can't blame the neighborhood for how we are anymore. Okay, we gotta get better. Okay, these things, do they play a factor? Yeah, but that doesn't, acknowledging that these things play the factor in how we are. Okay, all it does is just acknowledge the problem, but it doesn't begin to solve. Okay, to grow inwardly. Okay, we have to drop playing the victim. Okay, we have to stop pointing the fingers and really look within of what we can change. Now, of course, you go to the source of the problems of the earth. It goes back to Esau, Edom. Okay, but once that's acknowledged, then what? Okay, because Jake been pointing out Esau been a problem for a while, and he's gonna be judged, and he's at fault. Okay, and we're gonna constantly bring that out, that he's the problem, he's at fault, and he's gonna be judged. Okay, but it can't stop there. Okay, because we still have some healing to do, and we can't keep playing the victim to Esau. Okay, to grow. Okay, you women, you're a victim. You were a victim of feminization. Okay, growing up in these environments unprotected, where you have to be masculine to survive. Okay, but now that we in the atmosphere, the truth has created an atmosphere of growth. You got to leave victimhood at the door and begin to work on those flaws that we develop. Okay, from this beast system, man, from this society. Okay, because we can, share violin stories all day, but we will still be in the same position. You see, so when you go here, it says, "Come and let us return unto the Lord, for He hath torn, and He will heal us. He hath smitten, and He will bind us up." So it was the Lord that put us in these circumstances to be torn to pieces, man. Okay, but that same power is now binding us up. Okay, and as we go through the process of being healed, we gotta constantly look inwardly. Okay, what we need to do next, what we need to change next, what we need to work on next. Okay, because this thing is about constantly leveling up, man. Okay, when you go into, things like rashes or rising, you know, low energy, you see, a lot of those things have a eternal origin. Like there's a rash is an indication that something is going on in us that the body can't detox itself properly. So we're trying to detox by other means by pushing toxins through the skin. But there's something off eternally, because you can go get, some different creams and put on a rash and they clear it up, but they'll come back because the inward problem was never fixed. You see, you go into a tumor. Well, a tumor is nothing but your body gathering, pretty much gathering toxins, you know, making a ball of toxins in your body because the body is heavily toxic, man. So you can cut out the tumor, but that doesn't solve the problem of why the tumor was made. There's something inwardly going on that's causing, okay, the tumor. You see? So in the spirit, there's certain behaviors that we've developed in this society, okay? And we can state the cause. All right, well, we can identify the behavior, but what's the eternal cause of this behavior? And that's what the Bible does. It gets to the root source of these problems, man. Okay, there's an instruction that can fix what's going on eternally within us, man. Okay, so every day is another day to get better in this thing, man. And we have to continue to look inwardly in every situation because there's always something that we could have did better, you know. And there's always adjustments to be made in the spirit. Okay, we can't have the mindset like we've arrived and that we owe something. Okay, no, man, we should have a mindset of serving, okay, and getting better, man. Serving and getting better, okay. And it's an ongoing process, man. Okay, the Lord not coming back to get niggas that know that they Israelites, man. Okay, He's coming back to get those men that have, been going through their refining process and constantly getting better. Okay, and when He comes, He's gonna finish us off. Okay, you women that believe you can't still have the same old mentality. Okay, you still, a feminist to the core. Okay, you still think that you're doing men a favor. Your presence is doing men a favor. Okay, all these off mindsets that come from the world. Okay, here it is. If a brother talk about, you know, uh, another woman, the topic of two women or more women, then all the women faint. They need an IV in their arm to come back to life and just have a major meltdown. But then everyone is comfortable when it comes to disrespecting Jake openly, man. When it comes to uh, 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 being disrespectful to the husband, putting the husband business out there, that's a normal thing. There's no major reaction to that. Okay? showing, and that should gauge where you at. And that's the thing too. Just for you women, like you women, you gotta learn men. You see, that's the major disconnect between men and women, is that women don't understand men. That's why they don't understand how this behavior affects my husband. You see, because women don't know men, because this society has um, made it to seem as if the man, his life purpose is to make the woman happy. Like his whole duty in life is to make the woman show her teeth every second of the day. Okay, which is completely backwards. You see, so women in this society, the women of the tribes, okay, their focus has been about what men should be doing for them. And they even telling men what they like. Like they disregard what men are saying they like, and they'll listen to other women saying what men like, or they'll listen to themselves saying what men like. And there's a major disconnect. The women of this age, they don't know men. Okay, they're very unfamiliar with men, especially the men that Yahweh Bashim Al Shai has separated and started to groom. Okay, because here it is, women are used to either being by themselves, being their own head, doing their own thing. They don't know how to work in a group, or they're used to these passive beta men that they chose, okay, that they can run. So when it comes to the men that the Lord is grooming, there's a major disconnect, okay? And just because you, you know, kept the Passover for the last 2 years, and you know a few Hebrew words, and you know about the elites and certain things, and that don't mean that you know men. And that should be you women number one focus, is learning men, okay? Because women have been so disconnected, okay, from being a student of men, to that's where you see a lot of the tension, that you see on the internet, with Jake and Eve, but for us in the truth, nah, the main thing, us men, we have to really be disciplined in our purpose, man. We're learning Yahweh, okay? We learning what he expects from us and moving in that. And you women, you should be learning men. Your master's degree should be in a man, as an Israelite man. That should be your master's degree. Okay? So and you get better at it every day. We get better at it every day, as men and women. So let's get this here. We always get this. All right. Well, we'll end it here. Philippians 1:6. It says, being confident of this very thing, that he which had begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. And who begun this good work in us, man? Okay? Yahweh Shai. So as he's begun this good work, he's going to perform it, all right? Which is, he's toiling. Yahweh Shai is toiling in this thing with us, man, because he's the ultimate shepherd. He's the ultimate, husbandman, okay? So he's hands on, putting us in situations to grow. That's him, performing that good work in us, man. So even you get corrected, even as we get corrected, we get rebuked, we go through setbacks, and all that is the Lord, all that is Yahweh Shai putting us in situations to grow, and you can hear correction and get offended, and wither away, or we can hear corrections, okay, and make the adjustments and grow, okay, because this thing ain't about tearing each other down, or tearing, men down or women down. No, it's to build up. But in order to build up, you got to tear away your shit. You know, you got to tear that old shit away. Okay? And if you replacing sheetrock in the house, you don't talk to the old sheetrock. Okay? You don't give the sheetrock okay a deadline to change. Make yourself new. No, you tear away that old sheetrock because you already got new sheetrock you got to put up. Okay? So that's what the spirit does to us. It tears away that old way of thinking, that old way of reasoning, so it can put up new. Okay? So we have to always be open, to that correction because that within the correction is the path to the next level in this thing, man. So that was the point. Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified to the next time I say shalom. Kwame Yashala. Bob or Bob soon. Shalom.